defensively, played really well again, turned some double plays to help Tony out. Tony scuffled a little bit, and again, it's amazing to look at the box score, and he gave up 1 run and only gave up 4 hits, and he didn't have his best stuff. He kind of fought himself a little bit, but he's so competitive and his stuff is so good that he can kind of overcome that.
In the 20 wins too, and we talked about milestones just over the 40 victories, only 3rd time that the Cobras won 20 SEC games as well.
Yeah, we got a chance to set a record tomorrow to get to 21, and I hearing it the other day, Dave Van Horn at Arkansas, who's one of the best coaches in our league and in the country. This year's the first time he's ever got to 20 wins in the SEC, ever in his career, and that just shows how tough it is to get to 20. 21-9 is going to win the SEC in most years. We got a chance to get to 21, and that's what our goal is. And if you would have told me before the season, hey, coach, you're going to be 21-9 in the SEC, I'm signing up 100% of the time. I think everybody else in the league would be too. So proud of him. We worked really hard. We got a chance to finish it off tomorrow.
This young man right over here to your left, 5 for 5 today, really kind of key things, and just how he's come on, what he's meant to this team this year as a grad transfer.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. We're getting a guy coming off an injury. He didn't play last year, and he started off a little bit slow, and just trying to get his timing back, and probably, being the new guy, and being his last year, probably pressed a little bit early. I don't know if he'd admit that or not, but he was trying really hard early on, and he just finally relaxed and loosened up. And in the SEC, he's driving in a ton of runs, and he's been a clutch guy, and when we need a big hit, he's been the guy that's been getting it.
And I know before the season started, we spoke and we talked about the power of this team. And the last year team hit 64 home runs. The home runs tonight, you've got 61s, 5 less games. That's kind of what you were talking about earlier. You thought would happen, and so far it has.
Yeah, I thought we'd just spread them out. I didn't think we'd have someone hit 19. I thought we'd have some guys hit 8, 9, 10, and that's what we've got. We've got 5 or 6 guys that are just doing that, and I felt like that the power would be spread out. I felt like our lineup could be really balanced, and I really like that lineup that we had in there tonight. Cheney Rogers, had a tough at bat when he didn't get the bunt down, but he comes up next time and gets a huge hit to drive a run in. Same thing with Patrick Sullivan. Doesn't get a run in when he's at third base. Next time he comes up and gets the RBI. So guys are picking themselves up. This lineup is really tough to pitch to.
And then with Tony, I saw there were a couple times where he was getting a little bit frustrating calls out there. How did he kind of bounce back from that? What's a big interesting thing?
Well, that's Tony's biggest enemy is himself. He fights and fights and fights, and he gets really frustrated sometimes. But he's so competitive, he overcomes those things. So you just have to, just stick with him. And we started moving it around in the bullpen in the 3rd inning, and he settled in. I thought the 5th inning, we made a couple good defensive plays for him, but I thought his best inning was the 6th inning. So he probably could have gone another one, but we extended the lead a little bit. He was at 95 pitches. It was time to get him out, and I thought he really worked for that victory. I think that's 10, right? You got 10-1. That's 10 victories, and that's really hard to do.
And then over his last few starts, it just seems like he brings that consistency. 6, 7 innings every start.
Yeah. In general, our starting pitching has just been outstanding. Been able to give us 6 and 7 and even 8 innings. When Emerson's been out there, a lot of times it's been 8 innings. So, our starting pitching has saved that bullpen. When you can have those guys go out there and pitch like that, and it allows Christopher's outing, his appearances are down from last year and the year before because we haven't had to use him as much because the starting pitching had been so good.
Defense seems to always be your calling card, but how much is it to have a defense like this who is so flexible? You really move guys around so much like you do.
Yeah, when you look up there in the 8th and 9th inning, that's a really good defense out there that's starting at a lot of places. So, the guys that we've been able to play throughout the year because of the injuries have gotten so much experience. We just have a lot of depth now. So, when you put guys in the game, there's no feeling nervous at all with someone out there. They're all really good players, and they've all played in big-time games in this league. And so, our depth, the injuries, ironically enough, have actually helped us because now we're really close to being 100% healthy. When CJ hopefully gets back next week, we're going to be as healthy as we can be. And but we've gained experience throughout the year because of those injuries.
How close is CJ?
Well, it feels a lot better. 2 weeks ago he could barely touch his toes, and now he's moving around pretty good. It's a lower back issue, so he's going to start throwing tomorrow. He's been moving around. He's been doing arm strengthening stuff the whole time, so his arm's in good shape. We'll just see how he responds. The hope is maybe if we can get deep into the SEC tournament that he might be able to get an inning or two to get himself ready for the regionals.
Do you have a rotation for SEC tournament?
No, Timmy Elliott most likely will throw game 1. I mean, when you look at, if we'll probably just keep the rotation the way it is. You know, Timmy, unless he has to throw a number of pitches tomorrow, he's available to pitch tomorrow. But you know, Tim, the way we set it up after Auburn, when Tim threw on Sunday, then Cole was ready to throw on you know, on Thursday, and then we can keep the rotation the same. So, you know, if I'm guessing right now, Tim Elliott goes on Wednesday, and Cole Wilcox stays on Thursday, Tony stays on Friday, and Emerson stays on Saturday. So we can keep our rotation the same and don't have to move it around.